Syntasia, Sucobra, Pest Evo Immortat.
The battle had been raging for hours, with dozens of combatants falling to the wayside as the vampire and the necromancer fight. As the sun began to set, the arena grew dark, and the vampire's power and strength grew stronger. He began to move quickly, darting in and out of the shadows, trying to catch the necromancer off guard. But the necromancer was no fool. He knew that the vampire was at his most powerful at night, and he had prepared accordingly. He summoned a horde of undead soldiers, surrounding himself with a wall of flesh and bones.
However, his army kept on decreasing. He continued to summon his soldiers and tried to fight against the vampire. But the vampire was too strong that all of those soldiers that he fought with died immediately.
The necromancer, meanwhile, was growing tired. He had used so much of his energy summoning the undead. He was struggling to keep up with the vampire's quick movement. Finally, the vampire saw his chance. Moving forward quickly, that the necromancer didn't even notice and didn't even have enough time to react. With a swift blow, the vampire knocked the necromancer to the ground. His powers drained. The vampire stood over him, and his eyes were glowing red with bloodlust. But then, something very strange happened. The vampire hesitated. He looked down at the necromancer, and for a moment, he saw something in the man's eyes that made him pause. In that moment of hesitation, the necromancer summoned one last burst of energy. He reached out and touched the vampire's chest, and the bright light filled the arena. When the light faded, the vampire was gone. All that remained was a pile of ash scattered by the wind. The necromancer stood up, breathing heavily. He had won the battle against the vampire, but at what cost? He would never be able to summon the undead again. He looked down and said to himself, "It wasn't worth it." He looked over the empty arena and felt a sense of emptiness. "It's not over yet," he said, and a very cool wind blew on his face. It was a sign. He heard the noise coming from afar. It was a bunch of vampires on their way towards him to avenge the vampire that he killed. He cast a powerful spell and he disappeared. The end.